So let's see who will be playing for the teams. It looks like Mijuk will play for NRN. Bits is playing for XXX. Jumper is playing for Legend. Oh, I'm playing. Whoops. Drunk is playing for DBM. Shorty is playing for THE. Malibu is playing for Team Nubis, and Slux is playing for Bombi. So Bombi has actually passed the HM for, so they are no longer last, at least. But yeah, DBM are currently in the lead. You see the score to the left. THE, who are second in the ranking to the left, are disqualified because they only have 2 players. But they are still finishing the race just for fun. But keep in mind that the real second place is Team XXX, who currently are 13 checkpoints behind DBM. So it's gonna be very tough for Bits here to make something happen. He pretty much needs the perfect race. That's pretty much what he needs. And then of course rely on Drunk to making a couple of mistakes as well. And then maybe, just maybe, he can overtake DBM for first. But just for fun, we can also see if THE can unofficially take first, at least, because they are only 1 checkpoint behind the DBM right now. So they could unofficially win the race, but officially they would not win the race because they are not 3 players. There are only 2, and Shorty has played 8 out of 12 hours. So yeah. Very close here in the start. Bits takes an early lead, but he finds himself. He finds Drunk as second place. Third place now. But let's follow Drunk here and see if he can keep up with Bits' tempo right now. Again, this is the last hour of the race. We've been doing this for 11 hours. Now this is the last. Oh, Bits with a mistake, so that's not good, of course. He falls down to 3rd place now. Shorty, who has won 6 out of 7 attempts, is again finding himself at the bottom of the field here, currently at 6th place. But as we saw in the previous session, he came back and still won. So let's see if he will do that again. But really the most interesting part here is to see if Bits can somehow make a miraculous comeback against DBM, who are currently at first. And of course now currently Drunk is first, so right now it doesn't look good for XXX. But still very early in this last session, of course. Here's Shorty, now at 5th place, so he has passed Miyuk. Oh, Miyuk crashing, has to respawn, and respawning on this track is very costly. You lose a lot of seconds if you do that, especially if you crash just before a checkpoint, because that means you have to respawn to the previous checkpoint. That one can be very far behind, so you don't want to do that. So Drunk is now 1 checkpoint ahead of Bits, so that makes it a lead of 14 checkpoints. And of course, against the THE, they are currently 3 checkpoints ahead now. Oh, now Bits is at 3rd place. Lux has dropped down to 5th. He allows both Bits and Shorty to pass him, but he's very close to Shorty here. Oh, but then he nudges the sign, and Shorty can extend his lead. But Slooks, who is playing for Bombi, will probably finish at 7th place, so don't really have anything to do with the top. And Shorty's team, of course, THE, who are currently at 2nd place, are disqualified already, but just for fun they are still finishing the race. Oh, suddenly Slooks is ahead of Shorty now. So Slooks is back at 4th place. And Bits still at 3rd, he got Jumper ahead of him. And then also Drunk. He got 13 checkpoints to catch up here if he wants his team XXX to take over 1st place. Currently we have DBM at 1st place. 13 checkpoints ahead, but sometimes even 14 right now, for example. This Drunk is sometimes 1 checkpoint ahead of Bits. But yeah, just for fun, it's still interesting to see if Shorty can beat DBM here. Even if it's just unofficially, then it would still be kind of impressive, considering he's been playing for 8 hours now. But currently he is only 5th, so he needs to be ahead of Drunk at the end. Oh yeah, that is a good idea actually. Triple X. Didn't even think about that. So Shorty currently trying to catch up to Slooks, who is at 4th place. And he is rapidly doing so. Ah! Minor mistake from Shorty. Let's switch to Bits, who is pretty close to Jumper now. Looking to overtake him for 2nd place. And the feeling is that he's getting closer and closer. Here comes the flip. Oh, good stuff by Bits. Gets more speed, and he's overtaking Jumper now. So let's switch to Jumper instead. Very close battle between these two drivers. Very intense. Ah! Jumper came wrong into that jump and is forced to respawn. So now we have the two top teams here. DMB Drunk, DBM Drunk. I keep saying it wrong. Who is first in the session as well, and then Bits for Triple X is second in the session, and that's what the score is in total as well. And of course, Bits currently 14 checkpoints behind, 13 checkpoints now, but that's gonna be very hard. He needs to rely on Drunk to crashing a lot from now on. That could happen, but Drunk might be a bit more focused now, so who knows, of course, that all he has to do is to finish without any massive, significant mistakes, and his team will take home the win in this race. RPG is like an obstacle course, basically. This is not a traditional RPG course, though. This is kind of like a mixture between RPG and tech, and also some other styles. But RPG is kind of like an obstacle course, you can say. Oh! That's an unfortunate mistake from Bits. He was pretty close to Drunk as well. So now he needs to start over. He is currently 11 seconds behind Drunk. Oh wow, almost didn't make it. And then Shorty is now at 3rd place, but close battle with Slooks. Very close. And Slooks overtakes Shorty even. And we have Jumper as well, so we have a very close pack here of 3 players. Neck and neck. Then after them we have Miyuk at 6th place with 4 checkpoints behind right now. Then Molebo is at 4 checkpoints behind Miyuk, so and here comes Shorty with more speed over Slooks. And he will overtake him. Good stuff by Shorty. But again, very close. And of course Jumper also trailing behind here with 1 to 2 seconds only. So if any of these two makes any mistakes, then Jumper could overtake them easily. And Shorty gets a bit of a lead here over Slooks. More speed, and Slooks came a bit too wide on the dirt. So Shorty now trying to hunt down Bits again. He was successful in doing that in the previous session when Bits was leading at the end, but then fell down to 3rd place. it's currently second, and also his team Triple X are second. And that's probably what's gonna be the standings after this. Ooh, and we see Slux with a new personal best, 4 minutes, 41 seconds and 48 hundredths. So good stuff by him. I don't think we will really see that many more personal bests, especially not in the last hour when the players are pretty tired. It's hard to keep the focus up. But Slux sets a new personal best. And Bits 2 checkpoints behind Drunk right now. So 15 checkpoints in total. Triple X is behind DBM. Oh, we see Mijuk also with a new personal best. 4 minutes, 49 seconds, 41 hundredths. So I guess my my theory was completely wrong, because we have 2 new personal bests already. See if we will have any more. Shorty's still pretty far behind Bits. Oh, he crashes and he won't make this jump. Nope. He is forced to respawn. And will that mean that Jumper will pass him? No, it won't. Jumper was still pretty far behind here. So Shorty remains at 3rd place, but he's not getting any closer to Bits or Drunk. And again, the chat is not working, as you can probably tell for most of you, because that's because of League of Legends. Usually the chat stops working when that is on, so it's nothing unusual. Alright, let's switch to Shorty here. He's 2 checkpoints behind Bits still. And Bits is pretty close to Drunk now. Let's see the next checkpoint here, how far behind he is. It's still gonna be a couple of seconds here. Let's see. Yeah, pretty far behind. 15 seconds. And yeah, he basically needs to be 15 checkpoints ahead of Drunk right now if he wants his team to overtake Drunk's team in the total standing. And of course this is the last hour, so this is the last chance for that to happen. Oh, and Bits with a poor landing as well, and of course that's not gonna help him at all in his quest. So it's probably have to deal with 2nd place now. We have 36 minutes left of the race, going on now for 11.5 hours. And also it seems like DBM will keep themselves in front of THE, represented by Shorty. Currently 5 checkpoints ahead of Shorty right now, so Shorty needs to make a pretty strong comeback here in the last half hour if he wants to make that comeback. But of course his team is already disqualified, since they are only 2 players, which I've said now maybe 100 times or so. But it's worth saying it over and over, so it's no misunderstandings why he's still playing. It's just unofficially for fun, finishing the race. This is Shorty's 8th hour driving, and he's won 6 out of 7 session so far, so he's been doing very well in this race, and he also got the record for most checkpoints collected in one session. One session is 55 minutes, and that is 266 checkpoints. Second place is Bits with 264. Oh, Bits is only about 1 second behind Drunk now. He's getting closer. Drunk must have made a pretty significant mistake for that to happen. Oh! Ho, ho, ho. What a flip from Drunk! And what is he doing? Waiting with respawning. Should have respawned immediately, but yeah, that was a spectacular stunt from Drunk. He traveled high into the air. And another mistake! Drunk falls on his back again! He is making this exciting all of a sudden. And why is he... Okay, he's trying to finish. He's trying to drive into the checkpoint, but he's not gonna make it, so he has to respawn. And this will cost him so much time. And now everything has changed. Suddenly Biz is 4 checkpoints ahead of Drunk. He's 4 checkpoints ahead. And only 11 checkpoints in total behind, so maybe it's still possible if Drunk continues to make these mistakes. If he's starting to choke, then it is possible for Bits to make the sickest comeback ever. But still gonna take a bit of a miracle here, as Drunk is not too far behind, only 3 checkpoints behind right now, so he needs to make a couple of those mistakes again, and then we might see it. So yeah, now Shorty is second, Bits is first, and Shorty is not too far behind Bits either. So Shorty is trying to get first once again, which would be a pretty good feat. Of course, this means that the THE are first, but only unofficially. So keep that in mind. But they are first, so that is still pretty cool by Shorty. Shorty has been playing like for 5 hours now straight or something like that, and he's still keeping his performance pretty well here. He was definitely better maybe like 3 hours ago or something like that, when he was setting his record of 266 checkpoints, but he's still not doing badly right now either. But yeah, Bits needs to get much more checkpoints here in front of Drunk to get first place in the total. Still gonna be pretty hard, close to impossible, and heavily rely on Drunk making a lot of mistakes. That's basically what needs to happen. And of course, Bits can't afford to make any mistakes of his own. He needs to keep playing good now, from now on until the end. And if he can do that, then maybe there's a slim chance of Bits making that comeback. Just maybe. Oh, why is Jumper suddenly second? Jumper is suddenly second, with Shorty being third now. So Shorty has made a mistake somewhere on the track and has dropped down to third instead. But yeah, it's pretty much a battle between these 4 players now. Slooks is quite far behind, only 105 checkpoints. Miyuk 103, and then Molibo with 99 now. So Bits is 3 checkpoints ahead of Drunk right now, but it's not far. It's not enough at all currently, as he is 10 checkpoints behind right now. So he needs to gain 10 more checkpoints to tie in the toll. Oh, 4 checkpoints ahead now is Bits. But I guess he's at a part of a track where there's a lot of checkpoints concentrated close to each other, so probably that what needs to happen too, that the timer runs out at a place of a track where Shorty, where Bits is driving through a lot of checkpoints, and then it ends before Drunk can do the same. And we see a Drunk with another mistake, and he needs to go back to build up speed here, and that's gonna help Bits even more. Oh, Drunk made it, luckily for him. That would have sucked if he had to respawn again, even after going backwards to build up speed. So yeah, Bits might even be 5 checkpoints ahead right now. Here's Bits, currently at first. Just as I switch to him, he makes a mistake. Nothing major, so it's not a big deal. All he has to do is avoid those big mistakes. That's what he needs to do, and then rely on Drunk making those mistakes, and then maybe it's possible. Currently 4 checkpoints ahead in the session, but in total it's still 9 checkpoints behind for Team Triple X. Oh, Drunk almost didn't make the jump, but he should have enough speed here, I think. Yes, he will. Okay, that would have cost him a lot if he crashed. Oh, Drunk. Yeah, Drunk is it's definitely showing signs here of almost crashing several times. Shorty is now back at 2nd place. He's past Jumper. And seems like Slooks is giving up. He's writing that in the chat. Of course, only 27 minutes left. Oh, Shorty! Shorty with a mistake has to respawn and is back to 3rd place now. And he needs to respawn again! Oh my god, Shorty is breaking down here. And he needs to respawn again! 3 times in a row for Shorty. And I think Drunk will probably pass him pretty soon. This time Shorty made it at least. Drunk will make it first try. Good against Bits, of course. Bits now 5 checkpoints ahead of Drunk. But in total 8 checkpoints still behind, and sometimes 9 as well. Of course, we still have the unofficial fight between DBM and THE for first, but as I've said already many times, THE are disqualified since they have only 2 players. But it's still kind of interesting to see if THE can unofficially win, at least. Right now they are tied, so that's pretty cool. Then we have Team XXX 7 or 8 checkpoints behind, depending on when I'm looking at the score. Drunk needs to make a couple of more mistakes here for XXX to make that comeback in form of Bits. Bits is really doing everything he can right now. He's driving fast and consistent. See his best time. Yeah, 4:34.77 by Bits. So he's driving fast times as well. And he's really doing everything the best he can. But he needs to rely on Drunk making mistakes as well. Otherwise it's not gonna work. Oh, and there's a mistake by Drunk, but he does land on his wheels at least, which means that he doesn't have to respawn. So that made him not lose too much time. And thank you, Slooks, if you're watching. Yeah, Bits currently at first, 147 checkpoints. Jumper is second, 144. Shorty is third, 143. Then Drunk, fourth, 143. Fifth, Miyuk, 129. Sixth, Malibu, 123. And then Slooks gave up and will get 117 checkpoints. But the question is, can Bits make the impossible comeback and get his team Triple X to beat Drunk's team, DBM and Drunk with another mistake? And that's gonna help Bits, of course. Let's see now. Bits is 6 checkpoints ahead, so this is getting interesting now. But in total, still 8 or 7 checkpoints behind. So still need a bit of a miracle. Still need to see a couple of more mistakes from Drunk. And of course, Bits needs to avoid those mistakes as much as he can and just keep playing good. If you can do that, then there may be a slim chance. Especially those last couple of rounds. You often see a lot of mistakes, and that's where you have to avoid the mistakes, because that can cost you a lot. Because you know that it's not much left of the race, so you kinda lose your focus. But that's when it's the most important to keep your focus. But right now, Bits is doing everything he can to make the comeback. Oh, did Drunk just... Yes, he did! Drunk did touch the wall and is forced to respawn. And let's see how far Bits is now. He might be even 7... Yes, he is 7 checkpoints ahead of Drunk right now. And in total he is 6 checkpoints only. Now 7 though, but 6 if he is at a good place of the map. So this is getting interesting now. 22 minutes left. 6 checkpoints behind only. This could be possible for Bits. You also see, of course, THE at first place in form of Shorty. But keep in mind, it's only unofficial. The real battle is between DBM and Triple X. It's 8 checkpoints ahead of Drunk in the session. Actually, only 4 checkpoints behind right now in total. How did that happen? That's pretty crazy. Only 4 checkpoints behind. Oh, and Drunk falls on his back! Drunk falls on his back and he's trying to reach the checkpoint. Will he do it? He will do it, and that can be very important for Drunk. That could be very crucial. But he did lose a lot of time here. Once again. So Bits may be able to make the comeback. He might be able to make it. 9 points out of Drunk now in this session with 20 minutes left. In total, he's only 4 checkpoints behind. Only 4 checkpoints is between DBM and Triple X. The last 20 minutes of this race. Drunk needs to start playing better if he wants to secure the victory here. And can Bits continue his good play here? Can he avoid all the mistakes? If he can do that, it might be possible. Oh, he makes a mistake. And we also have here Jumper at 2nd place, Shorty at 3rd place. Shorty right now, his team is first, but only unofficially because they only had 2 players. We need to add 3. Let's see now. Bits only 7 checkpoints ahead of Drunk, so maybe Bits has made a mistake. I'm not sure. It's possible he has, or he's only at a bad place of the track. That's also possible. But most interesting is to see here if Drunk can avoid the mistakes. Can he do it? Then it may be possible for Bits to make the comeback. 6 checkpoints behind now in total. I think Bits might have made a mistake, because he was only 4 checkpoints behind. Now it's 6. Oh, Drunk clips the wall. Here's Bits, currently first in the session. Send me a personal message on Twitch or something like that, and then we might talk at some point. Nice looks. So yeah, Bits only 6 checkpoints ahead of Drunk now, so I think Bits must have made a mistake. He was 9 checkpoints at one point, so that's unfortunate. Now 7 checkpoints between the 2 teams in the total. So I think, yeah, Bits might have made some mistakes here. I don't know how to write a personal message, but I guess you might be listening to the stream. Yep. So it seems like Drunk might be playing a bit better now, and Bits might be playing a bit worse. 6 checkpoints between the 2 teams right now. Drunk hasn't made any mistakes. In the last couple of minutes at least. Only 15 minutes left of this race, the 0-12 hour RPG race. Currently in the lead we have DBM. Although it says that THE are in the lead, they only have 2 players, and so they are already disqualified, but they are still finishing the race. So that's why Shorty has been playing for 8 hours straight now or something like that, and he's been really good for them, but they are only 2 players and that's not allowed. So the real fight here is between DBM and XXX, and right now we have 5 checkpoints between the 2 teams. DBM still in the lead. Drunk is playing the last hour, and for XXX we have Bits playing the last hour, and currently Bits is doing everything he can. He's 8 checkpoints ahead of Drunk in this session, this last session. 15 minutes left of this race. If Bits can get 5 more checkpoints over Drunk, then he will tie the score. Oh my god, what a flip from Bits. But he landed pretty smoothly and didn't lose too much time, maybe a couple of seconds, 2 seconds or something. And in the meantime we see Drunk with a new local record, 4 minutes 36 seconds. 700, so Drunk is suddenly playing much better. And this is exactly what his team needs, of course. Oh, but then he makes a mistake. And can he make the jump? Oh no, he can't! Drunk is forced to respawn as I see my IRC disconnecting here. I hope that my internet is doing fine. It would really suck if it went down just before the end here. Alright, so Bits now 9 checkpoints ahead of Drunk. I hope my stream is still fine. It's so unstable, it's really insane. I wish it wasn't. 5 checkpoints between DBM and Triple X. Can Bits make the comeback? Here he is, currently at first, doing everything he can. But he needs to rely on Drunk making mistakes. 14 minutes left. That's the only chance. Bits needs to start driving good, fast times, and then Drunk needs to make a couple of mistakes, and then Triple X might be able to make the comeback and overtake DBM before the end. I really hope that my internet will stay up before it's over. Can Drunk make the jump? Yeah, he will. Okay, that's good for him. And he hasn't really made any major mistakes in a while. And we see Bits here with a slow speed. I think he made a mistake, which is not good, of course. Yeah, Drunk is only 5 checkpoints behind Bits now. So I think Bits actually has made a mistake. He also writes in the chat here that he indicates that he made a mistake, and that might be completely decisive here for Bits. He must have made a massive mistake, a major mistake, because he's only 5 checkpoints ahead now, 6 maybe, and he was 9. So in total, DBM are now 6 checkpoints ahead. And we have 12 minutes left. My IRC is disconnecting, which makes me think that my connection is not working. But it seems like my stream is still up, so let's hope it still is. The chat is not working either. Nothing is working right now, but I don't care. All I care about is if Bits can make this comeback against Drunk. Triple X against DBM. DMD. No, DBM. DBM is the name of the team. Ooh, Drunk with a small mistake. But now 7 checkpoints ahead in total, so maybe Bits made another mistake. 11 minutes left. Of course, Shorty has brought himself to 2nd place now. Has won 6 out of 7 sessions here. He could potentially win this one as well. And that would mean he has won 7 out of 8. But yeah, the most interesting part here is Drunk versus Bits. Bits is 6 checkpoints ahead of Drunk, but that's not enough. He needs to get 7 more checkpoints, and he only got 10 minutes to do so. At one point he was only 4 checkpoints behind. So if he could have kept that, maybe it would have been possible, but now it looks kind of grim. Starting to look grim as well, as at least. Right, we are at the 10-minute break now. It is in the lead in the session, but that's not gonna matter. In total, his team is behind 7 checkpoints, and that is quite a lot in time. So Drunk needs to make a couple of mistakes, and that is exactly what Bits needed. Drunk had to respawn, and as you can see, he's very far behind here. So Drunk lost 5 seconds or so, and that means that Bits might be 2 checkpoints more ahead of him right now. Currently 7 checkpoints ahead, and in total 6 checkpoints behind. But Drunk needs to make a couple of more mistakes here, with 9 minutes left. If he can just keep cool, then he will lead his team to victory in this race. DBM. And so far Drunk is avoiding those mistakes in a great way. That's all he needs to do, really. All he needs to do. We have 8 minutes left now. 8 minutes left of 0-12 hour RPG race. Currently DBM are in the lead, and they are 8 checkpoints ahead of Triple X, who are second. You do see that the THE are first in the ranking to the left, but that's unofficial because they are only 2 players and you must have 3 players, so they are disqualified because of that, but they are still finishing the race just for fun. Shorty is currently second. He's been driving a lot for his team for the majority of the time, and he has won most of the sessions he's played as well. Alright, Triple X 6 checkpoints behind DBM. Soon 7 minutes left. Drunk needs to make those mistakes now. It's gonna go Triple X way. Of course, now is when the pressure is at the highest. So now is when you see those mistakes, when it's only a couple of minutes left of a race. Especially when the whole race is soon over. This is the last hour of the race, so you have to avoid those mistakes now. And if Drunk can do that, he and his team will win. 6 checkpoints ahead of Triple X right now. Bits is doing everything he can in this hour. He is leading the race, and he is 8 checkpoints ahead of Drunk right now, but that's just not enough. It needs to be more. 6 minutes left. Most interesting to follow Drunk here if he can avoid the mistakes. If he can do that, then it's over. It's all he needs to concentrate on right now. Just take each turn without any mistakes, and be sure that he makes the jumps, that he has enough speed for them so he doesn't have to respawn. Still 6 checkpoints between DBM and Triple X. No mistakes in the flip. And Drunk continues to keep his momentum here. 5 minutes left now. All he needs to do is to avoid the mistakes. And make these jumps. 5 minutes left now. It's all on Drunk. He's even 7 checkpoints ahead now at this part of the track. Of course, it depends on where the timer ends on the track. Sometimes the checkpoints are closer to each other. That's probably what Bits need as well. He needs a lot of luck now. He needs Drunk to crash, and he needs to be at the right place on the track when the timer ends. And he continues to drive pretty good here at first. Shorty is second, Jumper is third, and Drunk is at fourth place. But he's only 6 checkpoints behind. Oh, Drunk is forced to respawn. Drunk is forced to respawn. How much will he lose with this? How much is he losing? Bits is still only 6 checkpoints ahead, so probably not that much. Depends on where the checkpoints are. I think Drunk might have not lost that much. Maybe Bits made another mistake just at the same time. It is of course possible. Yeah, he actually wrote in the chat here. So I think Bits might have made a mistake just as Drunk made a mistake as well. So that is very unfortunate, because that was an opportunity for Bits. And now he's not playing anymore. He's writing again in the chat, so I think Bits has given up here. Of course, only 3 minutes left, and currently 6 checkpoints behind in total. So, oh, Drunk needs to respawn. So Bits shouldn't really give up yet. It's still possible that Drunk will make a couple of respawns here, and suddenly Bits will be ahead. So he should keep playing until it's over. You never know. Anything can happen. If Drunk can't make a turn a couple of times, then suddenly it's all changed. So gotta keep that focus up in these last couple of minutes. That's the most important part, to keep your focus. But so far, so good for Drunk. Still 5 checkpoints ahead here in the total. It's close to 10 checkpoints behind Bits in this session. Oh, and Drunk needs to respawn again! Drunk needs to respawn again with 2 minutes left. Oh, he's having trouble with this turn! Can he make it this time? Yes, he will. Oh, that was so important. So important that he made it. Now Bits is 11 checkpoints ahead. In total, only 3 checkpoints behind. He's only 3 checkpoints behind. It's still possible that he can make it. If Drunk makes a couple of more mistakes, he can still make it. And Drunk is not driving good right now. This is tense right now. Only 2 checkpoints even. Bits can make this. Drunk needs to make another mistake though. Only 1 checkpoint behind. And Drunk is driving bad here. Oh my god. Bits is now 2 checkpoints behind. This is changing for every checkpoint 3 now, because there were a lot of checkpoints here, so that's why. But it's back to 2 now. 1 minute left. Drunk needs to ignore, he needs to avoid the mistakes, and he will finish first. Can he do it? Can he do it? And then he will finish first with his team. Triple X only 1 single checkpoint behind right now. 45 seconds left. 2 checkpoints now. 40 seconds left. Drunk needs to make another mistake, otherwise this won't happen. 30 seconds left. Can Drunk avoid the mistakes? 20 seconds left now. and it seems like Triple X are now 3 checkpoints behind. I wonder if Bits made a mistake, or if... Oh! Bits drives into the sign! Oh! That is GG. 5 seconds left, Drunk knows it, and the DBM will win the 12-hour RPG race. Good effort, Bits. Almost made it, almost made the comeback. He was only 1 checkpoint behind. So very good stuff. So yeah, it got pretty exciting there at the end, so that was nice. But yeah, that's the end of the race here. So let's just go through some stuff here. So let's go through the score here first, if we still have it when it loads. So yeah, DBM takes first, although it says that the THE took first, but that's not really official. That's unofficial because they only had 2 players. So the real ranking is DBM took first, and then Triple X took second, 3 checkpoints behind. Then we have NRN at 4th place, Legend at 5th place, Team Newbies at 6th place, Bombay at 7th place, HM at 8th place. Then we also have the best lap, which goes to Bits with 4 minutes 33 seconds, so he wins the best lap. And I also had another stat, which was the most amount of checkpoints collected in one session, one 55-minute session, and that was Shorty with 266 checkpoints collected. And Shorty also won the most amount of sessions. He won 6, I believe. Hope I'm right with that one. But yeah, that's it. So thank you everyone for watching.